Hey, Donald Miller. So, I want to make a part two to the video I made yesterday, all right? And we were talking about the residential trade, okay? And the skill sets that it requires about, there's an air of professionalism because you're coming in contact with the homeowner. Like if you're doing old work or renovations, or if you're a troubleshooting expert, all right? In the residential field, okay, and this is what I talk about. There's there's room for growth. Is there's no cap on how much you can possibly make, and as an individual, if you specialize in troubleshooting older homes, if you're really good at service calls, there's the income level doesn't it continues to grow and get larger and larger and larger the more you become specialized in whatever you're doing. It's not necessarily sales and you go in and you whack a homeowner and rip them off to make more money. That's the downside to some of these electrical. And it is the residential field is the Wild West. So I want to be I'm giving that forewarning now. There are some truly scumbags in the residential trade that just rip off homeowners all day long, and they're the most unethical people out there. It's disgusting. There's drugs in the residential trade you got to worry about. There's it is the Wild West, all right. But if you're good, and this is the best part about the residential trade, if you are sound in your theory and you're sound as an electrician, meaning you don't have drinking problems, you're on time every day, and you're a well-rounded, well-trained electrician, the residential field, there's enormous growth opportunity. Okay, I know for a fact my mentor, when I was finishing my apprenticeship, he was clearing 800 a day, and he was never coming in contact with the homeowner. 9 times out of 10, he was working with investment companies, and they were sending him out as an expert, a troubleshooting expert. And that's where I learned how to troubleshoot. And troubleshooting techniques, like what one guy might solve a problem in 2 hours, I know my mentor could solve in about 30 seconds. It's just how he approached the problem, and the first couple steps he took to troubleshoot that problem would come up with a solution a lot quicker. But that, and because of that, that's where his value was gained, and that's where his income came from. All right. And in the residential field, there's opportunities like that for people. Okay. There's also opportunities for decent foremen, depending on what new construction in residential. I recommend doing it. Okay. Only to get the experience, but it does beat your body up, and it is on the lower pay side. So if people look at residential and think new construction, that's not really what I'm talking here. Don't get me wrong. I've done plenty of homes. I've built tract homes. I've done developments, but my side of residential is more renovation and troubleshooting in older homes. I specialize in homes that were built before 1930. That's where I went in the residential field. Okay, and it turned out being very nice for me. It's hard to find employees because specializing in older homes, meaning you need to know the framing of the older home, how they were built. We're not just going in there slinging sledgehammers. Okay, if you're going to specialize in an older home, it means you can go into an older home and install whatever is needed with very minimal damage. And that's where the value comes in. Any electrician can come into residential and smash holes. Okay, that's not where you're going to gain value, at least in this area of residential. When we go into an older home, if we can cut into plaster so precisely that we don't damage the lath behind the plaster, and then we do authentic plaster patching, there's a value to that. okay? And people are willing to pay for that. And that's the value my company brings to the market, all right? So that's kind of where I'm talking about, all right? As far as there's opportunity for skilled electricians in the residential field if they know if they know where to look, okay. And that's so I came across a little off yesterday, so I wanted to explain a little bit further about what I was talking about, that there is a need in the residential trade right now for experienced tradesmen, respectable tradesmen. One, to teach the younger guys, because these younger guys aren't being taught correctly. They're being taught for profit. So they're going into these homes and they're damaging the homes for the profit of the business, okay? And it doesn't help them because they're not being taught the quality of the trade. They're just kind of being taught quantity. They get it done, get it done, get it done. And you really don't even master installation practices because it's all about time. Because there's no one there to show them the correct way. So for every, like, I can only train so many people. So I have to find someone else who's skilled, and there's very few of us. So if there's very few skilled residential electricians that know quality installation practices, that means that there's a demand for us, meaning that there's value in it, okay? So, if you're in the area, like if you're outside of the Philadelphia area in the suburbs, and you're a skilled residential electrician, look me up. All right, Donald Mills Electrical Services. God bless. Enjoy your Wednesday. Take care.